So here we have the RC10CC build. So this is their clear model. You either love it or hate it. I think I love it. I think it looks really nice. This is all the parts unboxed. So you've got the nice silver pan chassis and then all of the transparent parts.
Okay, so bag A of the RC10CC. First of all, to put these in, you will require a spanner of some description, which is not included in the kit. So these ball studs, there's nothing to put these on. I'm using a Tamiya wrench, which works perfectly well on them. Just by the way, there's probably going to be a load of horrified people saying that's metric and it's not the right size, but it worked fine on these. And then you've got these nuts here as well, which again, there's no socket or wrench within the kit to tighten these up, so you're going to need a spanner to tighten those up. Good start. So we're moving on to bag B, and this is our first real look at the clear plastics. You can see there's a great big bubble in that one. So there's a few of those in these. So again, one of the reasons why driving this probably not going to be the best idea. Not really sure if they're all like that. Probably not. That looks kind of okay. Just part of the injection moulding, I guess. Yeah, there's one in there. Anyway, bag B, here we go.
Now, if you've watched other build models of this car, you'll see that there's been a lot of complaints about breaking parts. All I would say is just take your time, either thread the holes or put a bit of oil on the holes or on the screw and just work the screws in and out backwards and forwards slowly. Just do it really gently, and I didn't have any problems with putting mine together. I did build mine out of order, so I did start building the wheels early on purely because I was waiting for some bearings, so I jumped about a bit, which I'll explain now.
So I'm not following completely the order that's in the instruction manual for this car, purely because I really want to put bearings in it rather than these bushes. So I had some of the flanged bearings from when I put my original RC10 together. I've ordered some more, which should be with me today. So I'm waiting for those to come. So I'm not doing bag C, which is the transmission step. So I've done bags A and B, and then I jumped forward and did the turnbuckles. So I fitted the turnbuckles to the front, so that is bag F. And I've also jumped forward again and built the wheels just so I could work on something. So I think now I will jump to bag G and put the shock absorbers together, and hopefully by then I will have a nice delivery from the good people at Amazon who will help me with some bearings so I can get rid of these bushes and not have to put bushes in the gearbox. But if they don't come within the next hour or two, I'll just carry on and finish it with the brass bushes and swap them out later. Anyway, carry on with the build and do the dampers and suspension now.
These are the damper parts. They all look really nice. The silver shock towers are really cool. My mouldings here were not great, which I've just described.
A couple of things while building the dampers. First of all, I'm an E-clip missing. I've got some in another box somewhere, so it's not going to stop me, but quite annoying. And also the mouldings on my parts of my dampers weren't very good. You can see it's deformed there, which has mean one of these number 2s has quite a flat edge, so a lot of oil is going to pass through that, which is not really ideal. Thinking of swapping them over to the number 3s actually, which are a better condition. I am going to do that, in fact. Anyway, a couple of minor problems with the build. We carry on.
So this is the dampers, just waiting for the air to come out of the oil. All went together quite nicely. These shocks look really cool. Quite pleased with how they look. Just take your time with them, and then again, fitting them to the car, make sure you don't tighten things too tight. Keep a check of what you're doing, and I would just say keep putting the screws backwards in and out. Don't force them all the way through. That's how you'll get the cracks and the shock marks through the clear plastic. I then moved on to the transmission as my bearings arrived. Really nice clear transmission, as you'd expect. Looks really cool in the car once I've added that in. Next, on to putting on the rear wishbones. Again, just take your time with this car. The hardest bit for me on here was actually putting in the split pins. I've got no real vise or anything to do this. I ended up balancing this on this shock tool that you can see here, and then hammering them in with holding it with some needle nose pliers and hitting it with a hammer. Probably not the ideal way to build it, but that got me to this point of having all of the shocks on the car, the gearbox built, and this allows me to just do a quick comparison with my original gold pan RC10. Next up, we need to put a motor in here. I've got a nice vintage Team Associated brushed motor, so it's a chrome model. I've put that in here. I think this looks really cool. I think this is definitely the right motor to be putting in this car. I've seen other people use other options, but I think this looks really nice. The only thing I would say is I didn't like the cabling, so I've recabled all of my car using this chrome and clear effect wire, which was frightfully expensive, but I think it does look really cool. So I've switched over for that for my car. Next, I got some decals made from MCI in Canada, and I got rid of all the pink and blue and went for black and shades of grey. I've painted this with translucent silver, so Tamiya's translucent silver, which I think is look really good. You just have to do lots of really thin coats and get it really even, and that takes a bit of time, so you just need to be patient with it. On the decals, I didn't actually like the white that I'd ordered, so I cut that off. So now it's all just black, whites and shades of grey, and I think it's come out really well. So I'm really pleased with the finished car. Looking at it here with the white box image, once you've got the light on it, it makes the translucent paint look really opaque, so you can't see through it. In darker light, it looks really transparent. And when you compare the car with my original RC10, I think it's a really great addition to any RC10 collector's stable of vehicles. I think, yeah, I really love how mine has come out. I'm really pleased with how I've done it. The translucent paint looks great. The black and grey looks great. I'm really happy with it.